Let's move on to Microsoft. Mrs. Cheapy and I have been playing a co-op Game Pass game that might as well be called Shipwreck the Game. And that game is called Wilton's Warehouse. You haven't played that, have you?
I haven't played it. I did download it. It was one of the Game Pass games that caught my eye.
Yeah, it's a very simple game where it's all like squares and it's just a very elementary graphics. You're managing a warehouse, which means products come in and they're very abstract. They're just little icons and they don't tell you what they are. But it's up to you to organize them because they're going to keep delivering a lot of them to your warehouse. And then eventually people will come and ask for things. Then you have to get them from the warehouse and bring them in a certain amount of time. And that's basically the gameplay loop is delivery comes in with new products as well. And you have to organize them in the warehouse and you have a limited amount of time. Then you got to deliver in a limited amount of time when the people come to the window. It's all like time-based and in shifts. And then eventually you have unlimited time to just do the inventory and move stuff around like once every like round or so.
Sure. Makes sense.
That's the game.
I've worked in a warehouse before. So.
That's the whole game. And then you unlock things like taking out pillars of the warehouse so you have more space and being able to carry more things. It's pretty fun, but we've got to the point now where it's really like seems like work and like we should just be cleaning our house, you feel. Like at a certain point, you're like, why are we making like grouping all these things that aren't even like real objects and you don't even know like what these things are, but you're just assigning like imaginary products to them. Like it's pretty interesting. You got to check it out. You can play split screen co-op. And it's that part that you're going to really enjoy, but at a certain point it's going to be very painful. I feel, but so far we haven't really reached that pain threshold. But that's Wilton's Warehouse. It's on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, might as well check that out.
I've been playing a little bit of Phogs. It's Phogs on Game Pass.
Okay.
It's a puzzle platforming type thing where you control a two-headed dog.
Okay.
Kind of a
I've seen that game.
Cat dog situation. It's pretty good. It's gives us similar to like a what was that game by the Katamari guy where you had the stretchy? Was that Nabi Nabi Boy?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got a similar type of feel to that, but it's more level based to where you're actually collecting things and solving puzzles, and there's a good bit of variety to it as well. So it's cute. It's a very family friendly game.
What's
Is
the
this
game
where
called?
we're talking about the game?
Phogs
with a PH.
Yeah.
I've been playing Superhot Control Alt Delete. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. The second Superhot game.
Also on Game Pass. Yep.
That game is so cool.
Yep. It's more Superhot.
It's more Superhot, but it just never ends.
Procedurally generated Superhot. Yeah, it's been out on PC. I think it came out on early access on P like over a year ago. So I've been playing it in like every once in a while. I would just check in to see how it's doing. Yeah, it's so much fun. I mean,
yeah, exactly. It's the kind of thing I needed a palate cleanser after Assassin's Creed, and this was like the perfect like.
Right, you don't have to put any hours into it. It's just
I don't have to put any hours into it. It just is.
Yeah.
It's it's an at my own pace kind of literally at your own pace game.
Yeah.
Yep. Short bursts, little. It's so good. If you've never played it and you have Game Pass, you're a fool.
I want to try the Superhot VR game, but I just disconnected my PSVR from the entertainment system because it's so many fucking wires and shit. It's just like my shit is so clean now.
With a 77-inch TV, it's probably better than VR.
Yeah. You want to be looking at the TV at all times.
Exactly. You don't need that nonsense.
Need a helmet. Right. I put it in a plastic bag and just put all that shit away. Like
exactly.
I like the idea of it, but the reality of all that shit connected to the PlayStation and jammed into like an entertainment system is not really not for me. Where are we here? Are we on to Nintendo? I think we're on to Nintendo.
Is it a cereal now?
It's always been a cereal.
We introduced the kids to Mario Party.
I love the pictures. I love it.
So I knew how this was going to go down, but Mrs. Shipwreck was like, "Hey, do you think the kids are old enough to play Mario Party?" And I'm like, I know how this is going to go down, but she was like really excited about trying it.
Right.
And it went down how I thought it would. Like just the brutal nature of Mario Party and the first time I stole a star from my son and him just absolutely breaking down like that somebody was daring to steal this star
Right.
from him that he had worked so hard to get. Like you go around the board, you do all this stuff to get the star. Yeah. It was good though. Like it's I feel like it's a good learning experience.
Totally.
To understand like not every game's going to go your way or not everything's going to work out, even though he did end up winning his first game of Mario Party.
It's a little unfair that happened. The lesson wasn't maybe well learned.
But then so we played 2 games the first night. He won the first one, Emmeline won the second one. And so I got dead last in both of them. I'm like, this piece of shit Mario Party is the same as it always been. I can win every mini game and I'm still rolling like 1s and 2s like the entire game.
Right. It's like Sorry, but in video game form.
Yeah. So that was the first time I had played the Switch version of Mario Party, and it only works on the big boy Switch, not the Switch Lite.
Okay.
Because you have to use the Joy-Cons as individual Joy-Cons.
Shake them? Oh, okay.
There's not a whole lot of shaking, but there's some shaking, but most of it's just using them as controllers.
Right.
But they're still doing a good job on those Mario Party games. In their fake random die rolls.
Yeah. I was a bad loser when I was a kid. I definitely knocked over some board games like when I lost. Like Sorry for sure. Shoots and Ladders.
Yeah, when we play Jackbox, the boy gets upset still when he's losing. Although we played this year, we had my cousin at the house also, and we played You Don't Know Jack with Sabrina.
I love that.
Not Elliot.
I love You Don't Know Jack the best.
Yeah. But, it was, 3 adults, hovering around the age of 40 and one almost 13-year-old. And she was like lost.
Yeah, she won't get any of them.
She was like, I don't understand these questions.
Right. Even the way the questions are delivered in You Don't Know Jack, would be very confusing for a
she thought that it was funny.
Sure, but it's hard to like pull together what they're trying to ask. I mean, that's the whole point of the game is that the questions are sort of disguised and you have to answer them quickly.
Yep.
I've never lost a game of You Don't Know Jack, by the way.
You've never played me.
They don't have an online version of that, do they?
It's on Jackbox 1.
Yeah, and that's it, right?
Yep.
They never came out with another way to like do that online or over Zoom, because I feel like that would be pretty cool.
Jackbox 1.
But you can't do that online. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you can't play that on Zoom like we did the other night?
There's no way to do it on your phone, I don't think.
Sure.
There is? You did it on your phone?
Yeah, you play the game on you answer the questions on your phone.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I'm like, I just said we did it. We used our phones. Boop, boop,
right,
boop,
but would it work? Because you got to buzz in. Maybe it wouldn't.
You don't buzz in.
You don't buzz in. Okay.
No.
So they changed it maybe from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Classic Jack. I'm more of a classic Jack.
It's all about the speed you answer is how much money you get. That's always been You Don't Know Jack.
I don't know Jack.
Seriously.
Even though I look like him. All right, let's move on to, we're still in Nintendo. It's time for Switch Ludes with Uncle Banky. Yes, Whip Smart Banky got another review copy game, which is questionable in nature and content. This game is called, I almost read this wrong, Crawlco Block Knockers. And he says it's a puzzle game, sort of like the old arcade game Kicks. Remember Kicks? I like Kicks a lot, actually.
Kicks for the Q.
Yeah. We said it's in reverse, where you pull kick and hop up color blocks, fill in the area, and reveal a naughty picture of a naked lady. The graphics and sound both have 16-bit Genesis flair. And he said that the music from the game is from basically the same chip that the Sega Mega Drive uses. So it basically, if you like Sega Mega Drive music and naked cartoon ladies and puzzle games, this is all of them coming together for you. He says, for a puzzler with a chance of seeing a digital boob, it's quite fun and challenging and definitely nails the aesthetic of the era it's playing homage to. That's called Crawlco Block Knockers. Thank you, Banky. I am still very, very surprised at the fact that there's a lot of these games available on the Nintendo Switch has not seemed to like broken through to the mainstream media as a story. Because Nintendo is very much a family-friendly brand, and I feel like the exact type of story that like something like Fox News would like to get a hold of. Hey, remember Nintendo and Mario the plumber? Well, now look what you can get right on Nintendo's own store, and you're seeing like, you know, giant cartoon tits that they have to censor out on TV. I feel like that's a big story. We're just waiting to happen. It's just a matter of time before somebody comes across that. Am I crazy or no?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think
because these games are not available, right, on other platforms.
I think the
on
only
PC,
reason,
The PC, okay, but whatever,
Yeah.
anything goes on PC.
I think the only reason why you haven't is because no one stands to gain anything really.
Well, viewers like outrage. I mean, it's the type of thing like
I don't think that it would. I don't think it would gain the amount of viewers that.
hot coffee. Remember anyone?
Yeah,
Hot coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a different
basically
time.
fucking. I mean, it's got hot coffee. Didn't even have nudity.
But it was hot coffee and Grand Theft Auto,
Right.
and that's a different situation than
I don't
this
know, man.
console. You could buy games.
It's a matter of
do
time.
the
I feel.
thing, and people are gonna be like, "What? I don't."
Nah.
I'm wondering how many. I'm wondering if it's some kind of factor that none of these are available physically, and so I don't know that parents are giving their kids a lot of money to spend on the Nintendo.
It's still a great story. Like, it's great story in terms of like riling up people who like really don't care or just looking for things to be outraged about. But it seems like it's just ripe for that. That's what these guys live for. Like Nintendo used to be these cute characters, but now it's all tits, and they could just you know show all these games that you can download.
It's pretty incredible. Like just looking at the Nintendo store, like I go on there from time to time and just look at the sales, and I just try to filter through the stuff, and it's worse than the Apple store. Like as far as just there's just so much crap, and it's just all mixed in. Like you can't just browse like really well on there.
I'm surprised. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I think it is gonna
happen. It's
a
matter of time. So yeah, thank you, Banky, for that, and I think we got some more of those games coming up. Fun because I get to ask for the review codes on behalf of Banky for all these games. So somebody could blackmail me. Like, this guy only asks for titty codes. Never hear from this guy when these other games come out, but these titty games.